Hey guys, welcome back to TezMania TV. Today I have another DIY or die episode for you, and I'm going to be doing 3 t-shirt transformations. Now, if you're looking for a specific kind of t-shirt transformation and you can't find it in this video, maybe have a look around my DIY playlist, because I've done a bunch of these videos before, and there are a lot of different ways that you can transform a t-shirt into something else. These are the 3 t-shirts that I'm going to be transforming in today's video, and I'm going to be using 3 different techniques to do that. One of them is going to be a no-sew, and 2 of them are going to be sewing. So if you don't want to break out your sewing machine, maybe check out the no-sew option. Let's get to it! Let's kick things off with t-shirt number 1. This is a band t-shirt from the Swedish riot girl band Knash, and this is a little bit bigger than I would like it to be. It is a size large. So I'm going to turn this into a tank top and try to get a better fit. First off, get rid of that label, and then I am going to cut the sleeves off. I like fairly thin straps on my tank tops, so I'm cutting it pretty close to the neckline, and then going in a sort of curved line down towards the end of that sleeve, so underneath the armpit. So cutting the entire sleeve off. And doing the same thing on the other side. Once those 2 are removed, I'm going to flip my tank top inside out and take quite a lot off the length, because I like pretty short, tight tank tops. So I'm cutting off like 12 centimeters of fabric here. And then we're going to tighten this. Use measurements if you like. Take half of your waist measurement and add like a centimeter or something for seam allowance. And then place that in the middle. You want to make sure that the print still ends up in the middle after you're done. And then pin all along that side. You might want to take your chest and hip measurements as well. I've done this 1,000 times, so I am just going by what I think will look good, and it usually does. So pinning all the way along that side, and I pin in a curve like this, because obviously the waist measurement is smaller than the chest and hip. So here is what it looks like. So I'm going to sew those 2 now. And I'm not cutting the excess fabric off right now, because in case this doesn't fit, we'll need to redo it. And then sew, and I tried it on and it fit great, so it was time to cut off that excess fabric. And after that, we're almost done. Last thing I want to do is adjust this excess fabric that you get on the sides. Maybe people with bigger boobs don't get this, but I always have this issue. Obviously you can sew this, but my go-to for this is to use safety pins. It's not just functional, it is a cool accessory as well. So I just fold the fabric down so that it lays as tightly as I want it to, and then I place a safety pin on that side. I think it looks cool, but you know, go ahead and sew if you prefer that. And then our tank top is done. Let's move along to the second t-shirt. This is also a band t-shirt, Swedish punk band Norra Hospitalet. This is, I believe, a size small, but it's a men's size small and it's pretty straight and doesn't fit the way I want. So I'm gonna turn this into a tank top as well. And this is the no-sew tank top that we're making. Now this print is a little bit wider at the top, so you want to make sure you don't cut off the print when you cut the sleeves off the t-shirt. So for this I'm going a little bit further out and in a more straight line, just making sure that the entire print remains. And then repeating that for the other side, just like we did with the last one, so just removing the sleeves basically. And I'm also going to take a little bit off the bottom from this, because again, I like my tanks to be pretty short. This you don't need to hem, t-shirt fabric does not unravel, so hem if you like, but it's not a necessity. Then I'm flipping this over and finding the middle of the back, both at the top and at the bottom. So pinch those together, lift it up, and then lay it down so that you have the middle of the back as a fold, like this. Then we're going to cut thin little strips all along that back. They are roughly 1 centimeter wide. I'm doing that all the way up, and at the top, since we left the neckline, the strips are shorter at the top. Then you want to feed your fabric scissors through that loop because the back is still intact. So you want to cut those strips open so that you get 2 on each side all the way down. So just feed it through, like 3 or 4 at a time is fine. Gently cut. And then your tank top is completely open now, except for at the neckline. So what you want to do now is tug on each individual little strip that we made. That way they become more spaghetti-like and not those kind of not so good looking flat ones. Just give them a light tug and you instantly get this spaghetti strip. Once you're done with that, you can actually keep your tank top like this if you like. If you prefer to be open in the back and loose, this is what it looks like right now. But again, I want this to be tight and I like the look of those knots. So we're gonna put this on inside out and backwards now. Otherwise you can't really tie it yourself. And then just go ahead from top to bottom, tying all the single strips together again. And this way you get it to fit the way you like. So tighten it as much as you want. Just make sure that you're using the corresponding strip from the other side because you don't want to have gone all the way down and then notice that you've missed one. So make sure that the corresponding ends are meeting when you tie this. Once you've tied it all the way down, it's done. You can flip it the correct way. Here it is before and after, a nice tightly fit tank top. And the final t-shirt is a Hellfire t-shirt from Stranger Things. This is a loose fit t-shirt. It is a size extra small. I got the tiniest one they had because I wanted it to be tight, but it's still not tight. So we're gonna take this in. And to do this, I'm using an old Ramones t-shirt that I like the fit of. That will work as a sort of template. Flipping the Hellfire t-shirt inside out, and carefully placing the Ramones t-shirt on top of it, making sure that everything lines up the way it needs to. And then I'm going to pin all along that. Starting with the sides, remember to leave a little bit of seam allowance as well. So just going all along the sides, I'm also going to pin the sleeves and put marker pins for the bottom where I want to cut. Because again, this will be tightened as well as shortened. I don't like long t-shirts. I often wear high-waisted shorts or skirts with my teaser tanks, so if they're too long, it just doesn't work. Everything is pinned now, so I'm going to start by sewing the sides. And make sure, again, that your print is in the very middle of where your new t-shirt will be. You don't want it to be crooked. After having sewn, I tried it on and made sure that it fit the way I wanted to, and after that I could cut off the excess fabric, as well as trim the bottom so I get it the length that I want. As you can see, I've left all the open threads. That's because I want to tie the 2 ends together everywhere there's open threads. That way your seam won't open up. For this t-shirt, I'm actually going to hem the bottom. Again, you don't have to do that, but since this is a t-shirt and not a tank top, I want a cleaner look. So I'm just pinning that all around and then sewing that hemmed bottom. And after that, we are done. Loose fit to tight fit. Oh yeah. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, do no harm, but take no shit. I'll see you next time.